In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to have the most bootleg man cave setup like myself. What's up guys? My name is Matthew Shute, the owner of July Body Fitness. In today's video, I want to go over how I started my fitness company and kind of just the start process to get to where I am today. And I haven't received my product yet, but they should be here within like a week or two. So it's kind of like the start process right before I actually start selling my product. I know what you guys are thinking. Why does this dude have a sun on his logo and he's pale as shit? And to be honest, I have no excuse. No, I do. I work inside, can't get as much UV as I'd like, but yeah, I'm pale right now, guys. Don't. How I started my company and why. So the main product that we sell on our website is our July Body weight attachments. With these, you can add 2.5 pounds of your dumbbells at your house. So that way you can get more variety with your weights without going out and spending more money. Each one of these weighs 1.25 pounds, so when you clip one on each side of your hand on the dumbbell, you evenly add 2.5 pounds to the weight. So that was kind of my idea, and I started this idea, it sounds crazy to say, it was like 3 years ago, which, yeah, it's a long time. I've been doing this for a while, but it was in one of my entrepreneurship classes, my senior year of high school, and I just had the idea, I worked out at home, had like 2 sets of dumbbells, and with those 2 dumbbells, I didn't want to have to go out and buy more to get a good workout in for the fact that I was like 15 at the time, and dumbbells are crazy expensive, so just had to get through it before I got a gym membership. But occasionally, even when I had the gym membership, I wanted to be able to get a workout in my house, and only having I think I had a pair of 8-pound dumbbells and 20s, you really can't do much with that. And for lateral raises at the time, 20s were way too heavy and 8s were too light, because I was a big man back then. The 8s were too easy for you, boy. No, I still struggle with them. But yeah, that just kind of gave me an idea, because I always wanted to start my own business and do something. That was just kind of the first idea of it. And in this class I had basically throughout the whole year, it was either you could learn about business and entrepreneurship, talk to different people that we had come in, or you could kind of start your own, and then our teacher just had resources that we could go to with different people, just overall different sources where we could obtain this information. We learned a good amount of stuff in it as well. So in that class, I had the idea of I wanted to add 2.5 pounds to your dumbbells so you wouldn't have to buy more and spend more money. That was kind of the idea I had. I had no clue how it was gonna work. I luckily found an engineer in Colorado. We got those good FaceTime calls, and shout out him. I'm not gonna say his name, I don't know if you'd want me to. With that, he kind of was like, hey, let's do something like this. And it did not look like this at the time, but something similar. And I was like, you know what, let's go with it. So he made me a 3D sample of it, and keep in mind, this was around 3 years ago. And I was like, it's perfect, let's do this. And it wasn't perfect. Wasn't perfect by all means, but at the time, it was just kind of a start, and I was super excited. So yeah, when I was in high school, this was the 3D sample I got from my engineer, done with just a plastic mold. And with it, initially I was thinking I wanted to add magnets to the sides where it overlapped. So basically it would just stick together with that. But that obviously was gonna be way too much money and just didn't work out. And the main thing I took away my senior year of high school, which ended in May of 2019, was that I wanted to start my own business, whether it be with this or something else. It was something that I was wanting to do. When I was younger, I would buy and sell, trade shoes. I always lost the deals, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, I really just had the idea, I was gonna start my own business, and with that, I could have either paid for my own school and went to college like a lot of my friends did, or instead what I did, I had to sacrifice something. So I stayed at home, lived at home these first 2 years, and moved out a few months ago. But just to save money, use that money I was making while I was working and going to school to build up my business. But I stayed home, went to University of Nebraska, Omaha, which I do not attend anymore. That's also a story for another time. Yeah, I'm not in school anymore. But I had to sacrifice something. And as much as I wanted to go to school, have fun, party, drink with my friends, how amazing that sounded. I was like, if I did that, having $80,000 in student loans was definitely not the way for me to start my own business, especially if I'd want to in my younger ages. Maybe I could, when I was 35, but that just wasn't for me. So I had to sacrifice something, that was it. So going into school my freshman year of college, that summer, which would have been 2 years ago because that was 2019, I really didn't do anything with the business, just wanted to have some fun with my friends before they left and I was just stuck at home. And that's what I did, I didn't really put much emphasis into it at all. I was just kind of working, having fun, just doing all of that. And as I started school again that August, and initially I wasn't doing much with it either, you know? It was only a couple months in before I was like, hey, like, let's actually do this. I'm stuck at home all the time alone, just working, going to school. Might as well start up something, you know, because of the fact I was just bored. I was at my house, all my friends were away having fun, and I was just chilling. So started up again, and this time when I was trying to like start it all up, it was a lot different for the fact that I had my idea, knew what I wanted to do, had some samples, like 3D samples made for my engineer, and I was like, you know what, let's like actually physically start a business, get my LLC started on the federal and state level, and let's just start contacting manufacturers, you know? Who knew at that point I should have just dropped this? No, I'm kidding. But no, finding the manufacturers were definitely the worst part ever. I'm still trying to find good manufacturers here like 2 years later. So, you know, I think it was in like October, I was going to school, starting my own business, kind of just to start process, talking to people, getting all my legal documents ready for my LLC, running numbers, contacting manufacturers. I was just doing all of that. And I think it was in January I got my logo done, which was awesome. Still have the same logo, shout July Body. I don't know who made it, but shout them out. They're cool. And yeah, so in 2020, I got the logo made, got my business set up in, I think it was like May. I ended up getting all the files, and they like rejected like 10 times because I had like the slightest wording off, but got that done. I'm a legal business, guys, all right? And over the whole course of 2020, I finally found a manufacturer, which I thought was gonna be the best thing ever. And here I am 8 months later after making my order. I'm still waiting for it, but I'll talk about that later. So throughout 2020, I was really just getting samples with them of what I wanted, or at least thought I wanted at the time. I went through 3 samples, and then the 4th one I got from them was the one I have right now. Yeah, so over the course of the year, I was just getting different samples from them, talking to them, my engineer, to kind of tweak some things, figure out what I wanted to do exactly, get that all sent to them, just, yeah. So yeah, through 2020, I was getting different samples in of my product from my manufacturer, and at the beginning of the year, I got one from my engineer, just like a 3D mold of it to get an idea of it. And with the 3D mold, as you can see, it started off, I wanted to have like a spring in it, so that way, basically, it would just keep the tension with that. Ran into some rough patches with that. It's super easy for the spring to overstretch, so I couldn't find any good samples with that, but wasn't even thinking of that. I thought there might be a way, so I went ahead and got that sample done with my manufacturer. And with each sample I got from my manufacturer was like $800, so not cheap. Had to sacrifice something to get to, be able to sell this actual product. And I realized real quickly with them, as you can see with the sample, the spring just wasn't gonna do it for me. I got different size springs from them. Even tried to get some from like a local shop, but I couldn't find any that would work that would keep the tension without stretching out. I got 2 different samples of that with 2 different powder coats on them. One of them is more so just like grainy, it falls off. The other one actually stays on it, so I went with that one, and that's the one I'm going with my product as well. And then at the end of the year, I got the final one where I figured out, hey, I was gonna use a band, and that way I can keep the tension, be able to make it so it's gonna stretch. And I believe I got that one in, it wasn't at the end of the year, it was early 2021. So early, like throughout, there's probably like a 10-month span from early 2020 to like the first month of 2021 where I was just going through getting different samples and seeing which one would work for me. So I was doing all of that, talking to this manufacturer, waking up at 5:30 every morning. I still do that, and just kind of working in the morning before I go to work. So 2020, I was getting samples for these done the whole time. And then I want to say it was in like September, I ordered some clothing samples from a manufacturer, which I have to find a clothing manufacturer now because, I don't know, just shipping times, everything just weren't to my expectation. Communication wasn't really there. It's whatever though, okay? I'm chilling. Clothing's nice, picks them up. So yeah, I got some clothing samples made. I got my samples in September, which would have been September 2020. I ordered those, got my clothing in for those samples probably like a month later, and from there I had to change some smaller things on the tank tops. And so I did that. I believe I put my order in like sometime in November. And I ordered 50 units of this sweatshirt, this woman's crop tank, this men's tank. I think that was it. I ordered 3 different things, right? Yes, I ordered 3 different things. 50 of each, got 150 units, and I got those early January. So I sold out the sweatshirts in like a week, which is awesome. So it's kind of cool to actually see some of my work start to pay off. While in the midst of that, I was still in the fight for my life to get these things done. And then, so early 2021, the year it is now, I got the final samples of these in, and I went ahead and ordered 2,000 units of it, and that was like mid-January 2021. Here I am sitting here, I believe it's August 23rd, and I'm still waiting for these to be delivered. I know it wasn't a scam in the first place, but I don't know what took them over 8 months to make this for me. That's why I'm switching manufacturers. I think I have them planned out, but who really knows? Right after I purchased, put my order for my 2,000 units, I had to find a band that would work with, because with these, there's a band in the middle to make it so it can stretch and keep tension with it. And so I had to find a manufacturer for the band, which the manufacturers I never had good luck with, and I ran that same concept back because the first mold I got from them was just absolutely awful. And at first I thought it might have been something with my engineer, like, hey, this isn't right, and I actually physically sent him the band. This was the band that they sent me initially, and you can just tell, like, based on what the metrics and everything that my engineer put into it, it was just way off, but there's just a miscommunication there. So I sent him that band and then sent him one of my products as well, because I had like 4 samples in. So then that way he could just basically downscale what he initially had, which would have been like this initially, but just downscale to the point to where the manufacturer was gonna make it so it'd be this size. And they did, so that worked out. The second time around, the first band though just was absolutely awful. Not even close to what I was hoping for. It was gonna look a bit different from this one, but it was gonna be right around the same size, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I got my final band sample in, I believe in like April, and then I ordered 3,000 of those, so I have those now. So these took me 8 months to get. I get some of these, I get the clothing in, sell some of the tanks, sell all the sweatshirts out in early 2021. Then I order some more of these, the blacks and the grays in. And then when I ordered these sweatshirts as well, I also bought some hats, so I got some hats as well. So kind of got a little bit of something going, enough for someone to support the brand, if you know what I mean. And your boy got a little crafty, had to take my talents to Hobby Lobby. Shout Hobby Lobby. I actually got like cussed out by a crackhead when I walked in there. Not what you expect from Hobby Lobby, because everyone who goes in there minds their own business, but yeah, I was like verbally attacked by a crackhead at Hobby Lobby. But that's a story for another time. I remember buying the the tie kit though, and I was like shaking because I was like, what just happened? It was weird, but got the tie kit. Your boy kind of went off on some of this stuff, you know, what I had to do. And so with the clothing I had, I wanted to get more variety. And initially I wanted to do some tie-dyeing with some of my black ones, but never really got around to it. So did that, and I'm happy the way it turned out. They look super nice. So where I'm sitting now is, hopefully in like a week, my product actually comes in and I can finally start selling that. And I have all this clothing still on my website, and from here I just want to keep growing my actual product first. Been studying a bunch of e-commerce stuff over the years, been doing way too much planning because there's nothing else to do because I haven't had my product in yet. Watched like videos about advertising, organic growth, paid advertisement on social media, so I'm super ready to start doing this stuff. I was expecting to get my product in March is what they told me, and here we are in August. And so I'm more than ready to actually get this in and start selling it. I have like so many ads and everything, videos prepped on my laptop that I can't post because I don't have my product. So it's been frustrating, very much so, but I've learned to be patient, and that's kind of the biggest thing I've taken away from all this. Gotta be patient, gotta find the right manufacturers, because otherwise they're just gonna mess with your workflow. They're gonna make you have to be patient because you're not getting your products in. But it's a good learning experience overall. I spent like a couple thousand hours building my business up for 3 years. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars to get this thing off the ground, because while I was in school and doing all this stuff, I was working like full time. So I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, and it's kind of sucked recently because all the hard work and effort I've put into these last 3 years, I haven't seen the benefit of yet because my manufacturer will not send these to me. And even these aren't perfect. This one's only gonna work with like 85% of dumbbells. I messed it up. All part of the learning process, I guess, as it cost me a lot of money. These ones fit like 85% of dumbbells. The new ones that are coming out are gonna fit 100%. These ones can be priced a little bit better though, so if it works with your dumbbells, I would definitely go ahead and just get these for the fact you're gonna save some good money. That's kind of a brief overview. I mean, I've had to sacrifice a lot. I've been working full time, put a lot of time and money into it, especially in this stage of life where everyone's just kind of out there having fun. I just took a different route. I knew to get to my end goal, and that's start my own business to the point where, you know, eventually years down the line, I can have a lot more personal freedom. And just overall, I just don't like working for other people. It sounds so cliche, but you're seeing all the money that they're making and you're seeing such a small chunk of it. I would rather just be the person on top managing and growing all of it, just because, I mean, at the end of the day, it'd just be super cool to have your own business, grow it, watch it grow. A lot of challenges come with it, but just overall, just seeing your business grow and succeed, and a lot of people very happy with their products, just is something I want to do basically. Eventually too, so I'm gonna keep selling these. This will be like the main product I'm selling. I want to get a lot more clothing in. I'm not sure exactly when that will be, but I want to make clothing that is really good gym clothes, but also you can wear like a streetwear. Gym clothes right now, I'd say, not all of it, but most of the brands that are big, it's really just simple stuff, which a lot of people like. But I like, I don't know, some more complex patterns, just overall something that you can wear as streetwear and people won't question it if you were just working out. Or maybe you will because you guys got gains, I don't. That's also something else. So I was big into lifting, got big into bodybuilding. In like this past 6 months, I've had to cut back because of shoulder issues, but I've always been into fitness, swam my whole life. Growing up from like when I was 5 up until like 17 or 18, I was a big swimmer. I swam for a club, was really big into it, swam for my high school and everything, practiced like 5-7 times a week through that time period. Not when I was like 5, that would be something else. But probably when I was like 10 to 17, I was practicing like 7 times a week and then doing like weights, dry and all that stuff on top of it. So I'd always been in fitness from doing that in general. And then earlier in my high school career, it was when I was a sophomore, I actually tore both of my labrums from swimming just over time. It just basically just tore. So my sophomore year, I had to get surgery on both of them. And from there, after I got my surgery, I swam for 1 more year, but after that, it just wasn't the same. I was just having too much pain doing the thing that I once loved and did for like a decade. So after that, I just got into lifting. It was right after our state meet my junior year of high school. So those like 3 months lean into summer and then just all the way through up until now, I've always just been big into lifting. These past 6 months for me, I haven't been able to lift much because I've been having some irritation with my left shoulder still. My right hip is internally rotated, my left hip is externally rotated, my spine's veering to the left. So not ideal, by all means, but hey, we're still here. I mean, right now I'm just trying to stay active. I jumped some rope, but that's why I want to start my own fitness business. I watch like Christian Guzman, Ben Francis, the owners of Alpha Elite and Gymshark, and just their videos just motivate me. As well as I watch a ton of other just influencer bodybuilders or just fitness people, and I've always just loved watching their content. So I've been around it for a while. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I guess time will tell. As of now, all of my hard work and effort hasn't been shown yet for the fact I haven't got my product in yet, but I know I'll hit a new level once I get everything in stock for the fact that, you know, all my hard work is actually going to be rewarding me, and I haven't seen really that yet besides my clothing. I want to make this video now so people can kind of get like a baseline of like how I started this, why I started this, and just where I want my company to grow. So I don't know, you can follow along. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. I'll put my social media links and my July Body links in the bio. But just follow along. In a couple of years, you know, if the company blows up like it will, all right guys, it will blow up. I don't know, just be kind of cool to look back on, see where I started before I started selling my product and scaling everything. But yeah, in a couple of years, I want to really just build my product overall, and while I'm building my product, kind of build a brand around it, something people can follow and be entertained by, as well as just build up my clothing, just make a lot more different products with the clothing and different styles, stuff like that, that people will like. But comment down below what kind of content you guys want to see. I'm trying to go based off what people like, that way I'm not just posting random things and people are like, who is this guy? Which, I'm Matthew Shute. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. If not, that's my name. It's my last name's spelled weird, but it's Shute. I'm Croatian, by the way. But that's just kind of like a brief overview of why I started, for the fact I wanted to solve one of my own problems, in that I didn't have enough variety with my weights growing up, so I wanted to make a solution to that, because I know I'm not the only one. And especially now with like COVID and everything, people working out their home, people realize how expensive everything is with weights. I mean, we just built a shed gym. We had the shed, but we got all the materials for the gym, weights and everything. It was like $1,500 split between 3 people. So I know just as well as you guys how expensive things are. I just want people to get more variety so they can get a better workout without spending more money. And that's just kind of a brief overview of how I started my company and why. And I hope I went over everything. If not, I'm sorry guys. But let me know what you guys want. Make sure to follow us, sub, like the video. Hopefully this video turns out to, I don't know, perform well, give people a better idea of how I started my company and why. And with that, I'm out. Alright, just finished editing the video, and I just want to say in like the last part of the video, it made it seem like I was complaining a lot, which I didn't really mean for it to be like that. I was just kind of being upfront honest, like my experience running the business so far. I just don't want you guys thinking that this guy is a complainer. He should have known what he was getting into, which I obviously did. That was just me being upfront and honest, like my experience so far. I'm super excited for what's to come here in like the next hopefully a couple of weeks and like years to come with this business. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because I don't want people to think I'm just someone who complains as if like this business thing was gonna be super easy. I knew I was getting into and super excited. And I want this video to be like over 20 minutes because that'd be cool.